Welcome to another episode of the Cow Lake Center for Effective Preaching Podcast. I'm Tyshawn Gardner. I serve as Associate Professor of Preaching here at Baylor University's Truett Seminary and Assistant Director of the Cow Lake Center for Effective Preaching. We're excited today. We have one of America's favorite and most powerful preachers, Dr. John Adolph.
Dr. Gardner, thank you for having me here today. What an honor, man. This is an esteemed honor. I don't know whether to cry, sing a song, or try to do a prayer or something, but just thank you for having me.
Well, Dr. Adolph, I've been following you for years. You have a voice that is certainly needed and welcome in this time in which we live. Amazing ministry. And we're blessed to have you on the campus of Baylor University.
Thank you.
I want to jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you pastor Antioch and Beaumont, but where are you from, your upbringing, who were your childhood influences? Let us get to know the John Adolph.
Okay, so first of all, let me say this, man. I am a native Houstonian.
Okay.
All of my life.
All your life.
I've only had 3 cities of residence: Houston, Atlanta for ITC school, Morehouse School of Religion, Beaumont, Texas for the last 30 years. So just primarily Texas, somewhere around this state, and then Atlanta. But man, born and raised with a pastor daddy, with a mother who played piano in church.
My mom.
Gave my life to Christ at a really early age. Dr. Gardner, I went to church that Sunday. They put those chairs down in the center. My daddy said, the doors of the church open. My mama looked over and said, "You're big enough to join church. Go tell your daddy you joined the church this morning." So just from that moment, it's been just a wonderful journey with the Lord.
Okay.
My pastor was my father until the day he died, 57 years, until the day he took flight to be with God. My mom played piano, directed the choir. So I was literally born and raised, reared in the Baptist church.
And what church did your father pastor?
New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, 5202 Chapman Street, Houston, Texas, 77002. It's something that you just don't forget.
You don't forget it.
Yeah, no, so that's my home church. Yeah, that is my home church.
That's beautiful. That's
Yes,
beautiful.
sir.
Now, I want to talk about your call story. When did you know, and having a father that was a pastor, and probably the apple of your eye, when did you discern the call to preach, and how did you process that, and specifically with your father?
So here is the most interesting thing ever, right? I was skipping school one day, Dr. Gardner, and with some of my friends from MB Smiley High School, we decided to take an extended lunch break. They had 99-cent Jumbo Jacks at a Jack in the Box on the corner of Titwell and Mesa Drive. And man, I hopped in that Impala. I'm like, let's go, right? We get to Jack in the Box, and there is a homeless man sitting outside. I thought he needed some money. So all of us kind of getting our spare change together. We're broke high school students. And he came inside and sat in the corner. When we were walking out, he said, "Hey, young man, you." He said, "Come here." I said, "Hey, man, I don't have enough for a Jumbo Jack." He said, I don't want to talk to you about that." He said, "The Lord told me to tell you you're his preacher."
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, we're going to get back with you. And I'm finna go over here because we're not finna skipping school, right? But that was the first revelatory idea I'd ever heard. No one ever mentioned it to me, though I was raised in church.
Right.
No one ever said, "Boy, you look like a preacher." None of that. That grew. When I was graduated from Texas Southern, I was the first in my family to graduate, and I had this period where I just felt lost. I'd done everything everybody told me to do, and crossed every bridge, dotted every I, crossed every T, all of that, and life didn't come together for me. And that was when my real search for purpose began. God, what do you want from me? I tried to bargain with God because I never wanted to be a pastor. Ever. This work, I saw how my church treated my dad. So my dad made $100 a Sunday. And on the day that they decided to increase his pay, the chairman of deacons and another deacon got into fisticuffs. So I just said, you know what? You know,
I don't want
just
this.
right. This ain't my ball. Right, hold on. So I went to school to be a finance major,
Okay.
and at the time I was doing accounting for the Internal Revenue Service,
Okay.
and worked in taxpayer service, man. And I just couldn't hold on to it anymore. They furloughed us due to Reaganomics, and man, God put me in another place where I could just really grow spiritually.
Okay.
I was an accountant for a nonprofit organization, Star of Hope Mission. It's still downtown Houston to this day, where they feed and take care of homeless
Okay.
people. So, doggone it, my first sermons were really to homeless people. Yeah, this is what I would do. I would go, well, let me teach you for a moment. So I didn't know you're supposed to wash beans. I didn't know how to clean them at all, man. I just knew they were hungry.
Yeah.
And I had a sense of compassion.
Yeah.
So my first big batches of beans wasn't washed. I know you're supposed to soak them. Nobody told me anything. I just had a great desire, right? After a while, I got to be an expert. But man, I would let them eat beans out of my trunk. I would line them up. You know, Tent Village. That's where I preached my first sermon.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have a text. I didn't have a thought. I didn't have points or poems. You know, I just had a desire to tell them, man, the Lord has something greater for y'all. And so while they would be serving themselves beans out of the back of my trunk, I would keep on talking about the Lord until it was time to go. I did that so much until my whole family started joining me, friends started joining me, because that was my mission. That's what I discovered.
Wow.
And I'll never forget this as long as I live. I tried to bargain with God. You know, God, if just let me just do this. I'm good at the whole homeless thing. These people love me. They like me. Let me do that. I even became a payroll accountant at Star Hope Mission. I made them hire me to let me work a little longer, you know. Just please keep me here. And then when that door closed, man, I just had another moment where I said, okay, God, what do you want? I went to Mount Carmel Baptist Church one night, man. The late Dr. A. Lewis Patterson, man, was preaching.
Yes, legendary.
And he was sharing a moment with Dr. E.V. Hill, Mount Zion Baptist Church, L.A.
Yeah.
And man, when I left service that night, I had this overwhelming feeling to just tell the world, but I didn't know how. Now, here's the shocking thing. So I went home and I told my daddy. I said, Daddy, I said, Papa, I said, I think I'm called to preach. He said, let me know when you're for sure. Hand me that bottle of water. Hand me that stuff off that table. I was so hurt, Dr. Gardner. I just said, you know what? It took everything in me to say that. And so for another year, man, I tried to send God away. And not, SEND, SIN. Just, I know you don't want me now, do you? You know, just, will you please let me alone? And I'll never forget this, man. I got to church one Sunday morning. I don't know what my father said. It had been over a year that had just been sitting on me.
Yeah.
And, and I kept waiting on this, this really overwhelming, a cloud with a lightning bolt.
Some kind of sign.
And pray. So since that didn't happen, then I would compare my gifts to other people I would admire. Right. And I'm like, God must not want me to do this because I can't do that, this. So I'll just stay comfortably in my lane. The church has to have a bookkeeper or an accountant. Let me do that. And Doc, I'll never forget, I got to church that day. I got there late. It was a burden driving the church. I didn't know what it was. And when they said the doors of the church open, as a traditional Baptist church would do in that day, I just walked down the aisle. I sat in the seat. Pamela Sylvester was our church clerk back there. She still teases me to this day. She said, remember that day? I said, yeah, Pam, don't talk about it. I would just walk down and she said, why are you here? I said, God is calling me to preach. And she told the church, and people just helped me rejoice. My dad came down, shook my hand, hugged my neck, and told the church, I'll get him ready for the second Sunday or third Sunday of that next month.
My Lord.
And it was the third Sunday next month. So next year will be 35 years, man. That's interesting for me to admit that, but it's been 35 years. 30 years at the Antioch Church and 35 years of preaching, man.
My. What about preaching influences? Your father, of course. What other preaching influences? People who who impacted you, influenced you, or who you said, I want to do it like that?
So I grew up, of course, listening to Dad. And my father's voice still lives in me. He never really took a text per se.
Okay.
He never gave a sermon subject per se. His style of homiletics would be that it would grow from the discourse itself.
Okay.
That by the time he got to there, we started naming a sermon for him. Oh, that's this sermon.
You're right, right.
But he was a Christocentric redemptionist.
Okay.
And that has just rubbed off on me. For me, preaching it and preaching without a cross, a tomb, the truth of God's word, and somewhere where it ought to apply to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I am grace-induced, sir, period.
Yes.
Just so that rubbed off on me. But influences around Houston was so overwhelming, man.
Okay.
Like, my oldest brother, at 19, he was my pastor, in a shadow. When I couldn't get to daddy, I got to him. I had his voice, had my daddy's voice. And believe it or not, these voices were very different.
Okay.
My father's voice were just, I can remember my father preaching Romans 5 and 8 for a year. Every Sunday.
Mama.
So listen to me. Every Sunday.
Mama.
You got to Romans. Oh, we'd be like, oh, Lord. Now, come on. It's some more verses. My father would stand there with a Bible, that tattered preacher's robe, with his tie pulled halfway down with a clip, and wear you out with just Romans 5 and 8.
My Lord.
For 1 year.
Mama.
I can remember my daddy preaching the one syllable O. O taste. No, don't go to tasting yet. Just O.
Just O.
Sir, that was that for him. So his voice became one for me to really hear.
Okay.
And then Sonny's voice was much more of a spiritual application voice. What are your gifts? What are you doing? What are, what place do you have in God's kingdom? Where did he bring you from? So I had both of these voices.
Yeah.
And really, when I look back at it, man, theologically, my father's voice was vertical, man. My brother's voice was horizontal.
Okay.
They made a cross for me.
I like it.
But that was the intersection. Then from there, I grew to fall in love with voices like Dr. A. Lewis Patterson, Dr. Ralph Douglas West. So I feel badly every time. So for the sake of this podcast, let me just say, if you watch it, I've stolen so much of your material, but I feel spiritually obligated to tell people I have immolated, simulated, and duplicated you, just in case you don't know that. Man, I just listen to learn.
Yeah.
I just love the listening
Two
just
brilliant,
and then
powerful preachers.
From there, Dr. Joel Gregory.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you this. So about a year ago, I was invited to a pastor's summit somewhere up north. I can't remember where. And man, when I get there, I look on the front row and Dr. Joel Gregory is on the front row. So, I sent a note to my sister and said, oh my God, Dr. Joel Gregory, is on this front row. I just released a book and was happy about that. And man, preaching, I said, I would have just thought of something better to say today, Shook his hand for like the first time. But I've been listening to him forever.
Yes.
Forever.
Yes.
Just learning, watching, listening, growing. One of my greatest voices, man, that I would just go to heaven thanking God for is even now Dr. F.D. Sampson.
Yes.
So here's what happened. My mother would go to 3:00 services at Friendship Baptist Church where he was the pastor. And I was a young teenager wanting to drive. So she would say to me, you want to go to church with me? Absolutely, Mom. Now, I really don't want to go to church right now.
But you want to drive?
Sir, she needs a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Somebody, I will open your door for you. So I'm driving. So now I'm 15, but I'm driving to church. 16, I'm driving. And I would go and listen to Dr. F.D. Sampson, man.
What a preacher.
His whole family, man. All the brothers are just, the name Sampson in my mind means preacher. Black Baptist preacher.
That's right.
Just period. Just in the story. No other equivocations. And I never forget when I was maybe 2 years into the pastorate at Antioch, I got an invite to do the San Antonio Citywide Revival. And they oscillate pastors there. It was a 5-night revival, but they had a noonday and a night, noonday and a night. And the preacher who would start on Sunday night would do Monday noon. Then the next
Okay.
preacher would do Monday night and Tuesday noon.
Okay.
The next one would come back and do Tuesday night and went like that all week long.
Okay.
So each group had a chance to hear both preachers.
Right.
My first ever citywide revival outside of the Metroplex of Houston, I was partnered with Dr. F.D. Sampson.
Oh, man.
I felt like Allen Iverson on the court with Michael Jordan, man. I'm not lying. Wait, mind you now, I have nothing to say in comparison to him, right? You know, you just sit there and say, he's sweating right now, you know, just... But it was the most marvelous thing for me. I learned from him. I heard wisdom from him. Got to be a personal friend. Just loved him. Dr. S.J. Gilbert used to.
Oh, yeah.
Mount Sinai. Billy Graham. You know, let me say this. So it's amazing. As I grew as a pastor preacher, I didn't care about denomination, race, ethnicity. Wait, hold on. Scratch. Are you a preacher or aren't you?
Yeah.
If you're a preacher, let me hear what you have to say.
Right. Right.
So I can just hear God.
Yeah.
One of the things I really loved about Dr. F.D. Sampson was his ability to just take one passage and just stretch it for you. And stretch it and stretch it till you like it can't go. And when he says, there's something under here. What I loved about A. Lewis Patterson was alliteration.
Yes.
His time and meticulous nature to say, these are the points I want to show you. I'm like, how'd you do that? You know, just listening at his depth, his scope and breadth of a text. My uncle, man, too, Randy G. Vaughn.
Okay.
Dr. Randy G. Vaughn pastors Mount Sinai Baptist Church in Port Arthur, Texas. To me, he was my narratologist.
Okay.
That's where I get the love of story from. Uncle Randy would introduce the text with story. And it made me realize that, you know, though Psalms see story as a waste, Jesus did not. So I have always been a fan of narratology.
Right.
The idea of saying, what's the story here? Make me see that in a contemporary light.
Yeah.
And so, but those voices for me, man, have been so big, so central that I just learned to love them. Learn to copy them, just learn to emulate those. And then even now, this week with us being here, man, Dr. Carolyn Knight. So, sir, listen to me. Dr. Knight, if you're watching this podcast, I was at the first Cedar Hubert lectureship series at Morehouse School of Religion when you were the first woman to preach that series.
My.
So here's what happened, man. They didn't have women preach the series.
Okay.
No, we Baptists.
Okay. That's right.
And in the South.
And
So
in the South.
now that ain't finna happen.
No.
And Dr. Joe Ratliff, who was our president and my mentor, big brother and friend, at the time was the president of Morehouse School of Religion's board.
Okay.
We had a meeting and he said, listen, we're getting ready for the CD lecture series. And he said, I want to know, where do y'all stand with having a lady preach for the first time? That was silence. So since nobody said it, he said, okay, nobody has nothing to say. I think she should come. And it was Dr. Carolyn Knight.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a preacher.
my God, sir. If,
What a mind.
we listen, right, if that was a thought in anybody's mind that day,
It was erased.
sir, if the incarnate word could come from a woman, the spoken word was going to come that day down. Sir, there was nothing left. You know what, Dr. Garner, on that day, there was no chapel benediction. Okay, can you feel that? Wait, put your finger on that.
Yeah.
There was no benediction. We just left. We just
left.
walked out. Right, just, is it over? Just, I remember the lesson, built for the road ahead. Sir, just when she got through with us that day, there was nothing more.
Dr. Adolph, thank you.
Man,
Thank
I'm
you for your
honored, man.
time.
It's been a
Thank you, sir.
joy, man.
It's been a joy.
It's been a joy. Thank you for having me.
Like this and share it. John Adolph, pastor, senior pastor of Antioch Baptist Church in Beaumont, Texas.
Yes, sir.
What a preacher. Visit his church. Like and follow this podcast. See you next time.